Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Hi, I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It, and I am going to talk just a little bit about the Iraqi dinar, maybe a little more than a little bit, but I'm going to talk about the Iraqi dinar. And I purposely do not talk often about the Iraqi dinar, even though it's the most popular topic that I can talk about for this channel, because I don't want to get caught up in the repetitious conundrum of hopium. And I've watched all these things come out about this is going to happen, this is going to happen. I pay attention even though I don't do the videos. And if I had done a video, say a month ago, it would have been just another depressing hopium parlay of information. If I had done a video 2 months ago, same thing. Even 2 weeks ago, same thing. But now, looking at the entire monetary system, not just the Iraqi dinar and all the financial markets out there, I want to do another video about the Iraqi dinar. And as I develop it, I hope it comes out useful to those who are paying attention. And it's not taken as hopium, but hope. Because what I am noticing in looking at the information that's available on the Iraqi dinar, taken from the news, rumors, and opinions of today, some of the RV excerpts, it says back on February 1st, the U.S. Fiat dollar became defunct as the U.S. financial system transitioned to the new gold asset-backed U.S. note. That would take about a month to complete. So we're 3 weeks into that month, but there's evidence right there that if I had covered that information back on February 1st, it was, I could have waited 3 weeks to even talk about it and nothing would have been really noticeable. And that's the reason I hold back on doing videos specifically regarding the Iraqi dinar and situations developing around that. It goes on to say that new currency values will be 1 gram of gold against a nation's currency, going 1 to 1, basically is what it says there. Now, that don't make sense to me because that would be like $60 per note. So that doesn't make sense to me. That 1 gram of gold will be equal to 1 U.S. Treasury note, 1 Vietnamese dong, or 1 Iraqi dinar. Doing the math for the gram of gold, taking 31.1 grams to make an ounce of gold. At $1,850, you're looking at 59 point some change, almost $60 in value on one note. So I don't buy that, and I hope you don't either. It says the state of Texas has declared sovereignty and applied to join BRICS. Now, I've done many videos about BRICS. I strongly recommend that if you're just stopping by, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like, I hope you subscribe. But look back, there's videos about BRICS. And I am going to pat myself on the back because if you started with me from the beginning, a lot of the things that I've been anticipating, not no guru, not no crystal ball, just interpretation, insight, I guess, paradigm evaluation, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's been accurate. Your phone is your wallet, whether you like it or not, and it's going to be more and more your wallet. Gold and asset-backed money is here and coming, and strong crypto is going to be a money-making opportunity that people dream about, even though if you don't get out soon enough, you're going to lose all your money. So it's precarious, but it's there. And the banks are going to take your money. So if you're in the banks, you probably want to not be in the banks so much. I mean, I could go on and on, but if you're just now stopping by, see DK, we'll go back and read my, watch my other videos. They're just as good and timely now as they were then. Pick your topic. They're back there. Because as I mentioned in the community, I'm in a new situation here, getting some credentials, which hopefully will make me credited. And we shall see how that goes, but it's not going to be over anytime real soon. Okay, it goes on and says, by March, there's your 30 days or so, most banks will likely be closed due to bankruptcy and the fiat US dollar and UK pound no longer being allowed to be printed or accepted for international trade. Now, I'm going to touch on that as it applies to Iraq. Bank accounts have already been mirrored into the new gold asset-backed quantum financial system. It's all a conspiracy theory until it's true. So you may want to consider withdrawing some monies from your bank before they try to confiscate it in an effort to keep their fiat system afloat. There's a video back there. Take that to the bank. Look for that title. I don't know how long ago it was, maybe a half a year ago. I was telling people beware of bail-ins, not just bailouts, just bail-ins this time. And then it talks about a insider official who says that things have officially begun. All countries are transitioning over to Nasara and Gasara and their own gold-backed currencies. The arguments are over, folks. The gold-backed currencies and the BRICS impact on the monetary system is here, and it ain't going away. It is a slick way to do what I talked about in the past, get the smaller countries in shape before the big country joins in. Don't think for 1 minute that the U.S. is going to be left behind. The U.S. has the nuclear bomb. That nuclear bomb is called on-demand liquidity and XRP. Okay, I'm not going to get into this receiving funding talk and all that information because I don't want this video to be too long. However, I did mention the dollar, BRICS, and all that, and here's what I want to bring attention to. It's the previous day's news, rumors, and opinions, and in that it mentioned that the central bank obliges all banks to work on the electronic platform to obtain dollars. Okay, now think about what I just said about XRP and on-demand liquidity and virtual money, crypto money, digital money even, although we've been using digital money for years. That's what your ATM is and your ledgers are. But nonetheless, here it says the Central Bank of Iraq obligated on Sunday directives to licensed banks, exchange companies, and mediation companies to buy and sell foreign currency to apply through the electronic platform to obtain their determined share of the foreign currency, the dollar. According to the document, the electronic platform for the cash sale of foreign currencies must be approved as of Monday, that's today, corresponding to February 20th, 2023. The document added that the bank or company that does not use the aforementioned platform will be denied access to its weekly share of cash, dollars. That's monumental. They're taking the cash dollars off the streets. Is it effective? Well, here's an idea of how effective it is from information from today. And information from today, shows that Shafak News Agency reported that central banks sold today, so the auction continued, but the impact is what we're looking at. During its auction for buying and selling U.S. dollars, $122,650,817, covered at the rate of 13.05 dinars per dollar. Okay, so nothing about improved rate other than the prior improved rate to this amount. It goes on to say that our correspondent added that the dollars went to reinforce balances abroad in the form of remittances and credits, amounting to $85.8 million, while the remaining $36.8 million went in the form of cash sales. So we can safely assume that this $85.85 million traveled electronically. And now we have an available $36.8 million within the borders of the country for cash sales. But how impactful were those cash sales? It says the number of banks that bought cash dollars amounted to only 10 banks, while the number of banks that responded to requests to strengthen balances abroad reached 22 banks, more than twice as many, while the number of exchanges and mediation companies participating in the auction was 140 companies. Okay, folks. If you take $36 million, it's $36,800 million. But if you take that, and I'm just going to divide it by 140 and forget the others, but so you know it'll be less. And you divide that by $140, you end up with about $263,000, so $250,000, so hardly anything. So is there a movement away from the auction? Yes. Is there a movement to electronic finances? Yes. That's all very important, folks, because another thing I thought was interesting was news that came out that the Parliament was ending the first reading of the draft law approving the financial statements for the financial year of what? The financial year ended in 2014? Really? This is a February 19th article, folks. Okay, but they're looking at the budget of 2014. If you've been involved in the DINAR for any length of time, you know that back in 2014, there was a time when they thought that the RV was going to happen. So I find it very interesting that they're looking back at 2014's financial statements. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Go find your, unless you're very meticulous, go find your bank statements from 9 years ago and tell me how you did that year. And that shows what we're talking about, even though this is government level. But I'm not alone in this, because here this Goldilocks person posted a link in commentary. And she said, those who have been on this ride for a long period know this discussion was part of the dialogue years ago. Now, I don't know if she's specifically referencing this, but she is talking about beginning the DINAR credits for oil. That was all part of the revaluation of the DINAR process. And so this makes it look like things are actually happening, folks, and moving along. Now, I don't want to create any hopium or misconceptions about where I stand on this. I am an information provider, but at the same time, I put my little understanding and spin on it. And if you're not, if you're busy living your life, that's okay. That's why these channels like these exist. But the monetary systems all over the globe are falling apart. The fiat banks are going to take your money. Get your money out of the banks, folks. Find better places to put it. Find some good solid cryptos that have a use case. Find some gold and some silver. Find somewhere else to put your money besides the bank, because the banks are going to take their money. They're already taking the money. And then there's enough YouTube providers that are putting out there, if you are into this type of genre, this type of topic, to know that bank runs are going on all over the country. Citizens in other nations are going nuts and filling the streets because of their inability to get their money. I think Lebanon is one that was highlighting. There's an African country highlighted, Algeria, I believe. I mean, those are just the highlights. I assure you. Just like highlighting a sentence in a book, there's a whole bunch of more sentences that you don't highlight. And that's what's going on in the monetary system. So you need to prepare for that. But at the same time, I'm providing this video about the DINAR because it seems like things are kicking in a little faster. So if you haven't dusted it off yet, dust it off a little bit and start paying a little bit more attention to what's going on, because something may happen right under our noses without any type of an announcement. And as much as I do want to be the information provider if something happens, I'm not the most reliable source for that. But I am a reliable source for giving information that I think matters and my insight on it, which is what I'm doing here today. And so I'm talking about it. And that's who I am. I'm DK Will. And this is DK Will Talk About It. And, well, I talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.